I've been at Catella employed out of Stockholm now for 10 years. So I guess what we've been seeing this year is definitely an increased flow of international capital into these markets that have otherwise been tightly held by either local pension funds or local listed entities. So I think we've seen that quite dramatically with the entrance of Blackstone on this large obligo purchase that they've made. We've seen it with Starwood coming in. I personally have been working with some Danish pension funds to acquire a large amount of logistics, the largest in Europe this year, a pan-Nordic portfolio of about 700 million euro. And I think we'll continue to see more of that. Today, we're here in Stockholm doing this interview in our office here, but at the same time in our office in Copenhagen, there's a closing of the largest deal in Denmark this year, and that's in the residential sector. And that's a project called Project Herald that we were mandated on and have attracted a large amount of interest. And the interesting thing about that is that there's been, of the top sort of 5 bidders, all of them are players that have not been in the Nordics before. So I think that's very interesting as a sort of a feeling, if you will, for the amount of foreign capital that's now looking here. It's of course different. You can't say the Nordics is one place. Each country is different. Each investor is different with their types of appetite for risk or non-risk or what particular sector they're interested in and their long-term hold pattern or short-term hold pattern. So I think we've seen a lot of US private equity coming into Denmark. The sector there has really been residential. I think there'll be more on the office side of things coming out, but that story has very much been a residential one intermixed with some retail. In Sweden, we've had, I don't know if you can see behind, but there are we're in the centre of Stockholm here, and of course the office market has not at all been liquid. A lot of it is tied up with Swedish-backed or Swedish pension fund-owned propcos, and they're very long-term holders. So we've really seen in the centre of Stockholm very little to no activity on the sales side. So it's really in Sweden, it's been either out of the city centre portfolio plays. It's been industrial and logistics, a little bit of retail, and of course again residential is coming on stream, and I think we see that as a sector that's attractive across all of the 4 countries. In Finland, there is talk that Finland has some difficulties, and we've been talking about that as well today here at the panel. But my view on that is the listed sector in Sweden is spending quite a lot more time looking at Finland and actually acquiring there. So just as when we see that there are sometimes difficulties, that also creates opportunities. So we've got clients that are making good, what I would see as very good acquisitions in Finland at the moment. And the Norwegian market has really come on stream. So there's been a heck of a lot of activity there in the last 12 months with quite large deal sizes as well. And I think going forwards for next year, for 2016, I don't see this changing. We are, for me personally, I've never been involved in so many exciting and large deals in the Nordic market. We're across so many of those, and it's not just mandates that come across your table, it's ideas that are conceptualized and gone out to a particular party that we think would be the one to actually deliver on something like that. And I think that's a big change, and I think that will continue in 2016. So it's very much relationship driven and a little bit quieter, not as much noise on particular mandates. So I think we'll have a continued flow of foreign capital. We'll continue to see the listed companies increase in their capital amounts through preference share issues or bond issuings, so they'll be competitive, and we'll continue to see the pension funds, local pension funds, wanting to deploy. And I think we're seeing across the board at Catella increased investment volumes as a firm. I think we'll see that in 2016, and I would say 2017 going forward.